Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone that rule impeccably well. And shalom to the Akim that's pushing his truth and sincerity across the four winds. Right, I just want to get into a video, and it's based on this it's based on this article that you see here that was taken from the news, the Essential Daily Briefing.co.uk. And as you can see here, it reads, "Is it illegal to microchip employees to track their performance at work?" All right. Now, past 2 weeks really, we've had an insurgence of RFID, NFC related articles that have been covered by various brothers, elders, and apostles, man, because we're at that time where this technology, like never before, is getting pushed out there by the elites. Primarily, the so-called white man, the elites of the so-called white man, who is Esau Edom, according to the Holy Bible. All right, because we're in that time where Esau is, he's trying to forward his agenda in pushing this technology, because it is indeed the mark of the beast that's spoken of in Revelations, the 13th chapter, man. This is the mark of the beast. The RFID chip, the implanted RFID chip that goes under your skin, that is indeed the mark of the beast that the Bible speaks about, man. And that's one of the few prophecies that would take place before the coming of our Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, who is coming for the 12 tribes of Israel, who, consists and is made up of Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and anyone throughout the four corners of the earth that has been scattered throughout the generations, man. All right. Now it reads here, some workers in Sweden have already been chipped by their employees. Could it be coming to the UK? So that was the big news, basically, man. Because we already know, past few years, it's been revealed that a large majority of the Swedish population are not fazed by the RFID chip, and they're more than willing to take the RFID chip technology and put it in their body, without any rebel or any issue. All right. And now we've had an insurgence of articles relating to it coming over here in the UK, because you got a lot of workforces that are basically into the micromanagement, man, which basically means controlling your employees, controlling their workflow, and basically monitoring how productive they actually are in your company, right? And that's just the beginning of the control, the kind of control that the so-called white man wants on his kingdom, in his society, man. Right? So it reads here, could employees in the UK be about to be microchipped by their bosses? Some workers in Sweden have been getting microchips planted onto their skin in a relatively painless procedure to be used in their offices. The technology, which is more commonly seen in cats and dogs, that's right, because over here in the UK, you have to have your dog chipped. Right? Your dog must be chipped, and if not, I believe you can get a hefty fine if it's found out that your dog is not chipped. Right? So that's already something that's compulsory here in the UK, right? And it says here, it could be used in the UK by businesses who want to boost security, right? And stop employees accessing sensitive areas, according to the Telegraph. All right, which is basically, that's nothing to do with the real agenda of why they want to microchip employees, right? It goes, far much deeper than that. All right. While more than 4,000 people in the Nordic county are reported to have had a chip implanted under their skin, only one man in the UK has decided to do it to date, man. So you've actually had a guy that's decided to outline it for his company in the UK, right? But could getting a tiny microchip planted under your skin become commonplace in the UK? And if so, could it be legal? Right? So currently there is no laws banning or prohibiting the RFID microchip being inserted in employees. It's pretty much, if you agree to it, which many people will, right? Because number one, they don't believe in Bible prophecy. But you do have people out there that just don't like the idea of having, you know, an electronic device implanted under their skin. But, you know, the majority of people don't have a problem with that at all, you know, because they're going to market it a certain way as making your life, you know, more easier. You know, it's going to be, you know, a handy device. It's going to store your, you know, your birth records, your passport, your birth certificates, you know, your credit card information. So when you start hearing the list of, you know, how it's going to make your life easier, many people will succumb to the idea and easily accept it, man. And any, you know, rejections or unease they would have had beforehand is going to be done away with, right? That's how Esau gets you. That's why the scriptures say never trust thine enemy, man, because your enemy can make something demonic, you know, like the RFID chip, sound very appealing, all right? Some workers at travel operating TUI and professional social media platform LinkedIn now have microchipped in the States. One tech company, and hey, LinkedIn is a big company, man, you know, for people that are, you know, in the working world that are trying to, you know, get certain type of jobs. LinkedIn is actually very, very popular, all right? One tech company in Wisconsin asked 50 employees to be voluntarily microchipped. Biohacks, who installed the chips in vending machine company Free Square Markets employees, said that there are a private sector doing this with our community for our community. And creator of the company, Joanne Osterland, has said that due to the demand from UK businesses, including one financial services firm with thousands of employees, he intends to set up a UK office. All right, so this is well underway, man. And I also saw an article that came out. It was about a week ago, which was basically detailing how the RFID chip industry is worth billions now, man. About 5 or 6 billion, something to that kind of number. All right. So you know, the RFID microchip technology is actually something many people are investing in because they can see that, you know, this is something that the whole world is going to be occupying really soon. But why is that, man? It's not because you know, someone is just, you know, basically, you know, found out that it's grown in number. It really goes to the fact that it's biblical prophecy and that the Lord has made it so, right? It's the Lord that's making this advance. And, you know, throughout the four corners of the earth, all these businesses are interested in investing in it, man, because it's all part of the Lord's plan. All right. Now it says here, there's no losing it, there's no dropping it, there's no forgetting it. There's always going to be an ultimate backup. See, another flash of how convenient it's going to be and how it can help you and businesses. Is it illegal to get microchip? It says here, although the technology might have landed in Sweden, it could be a lot harder to get off the ground in the UK. Asking another human who works for you to get a tiny piece of software implanted in their skin is legally controversial, and as it sounds, but not impossible. Of course it's not impossible because it will indeed come to pass. It says monitoring someone in this inherently invasive way is going to take quite a lot of work to justify, which is why, you know, we believe, you know, through the spirit that one of the ways that, you know, Esau, the so-called white man, could have this roll out is by having, you know, many false flag terrorist attacks, you know, because it does say in Revelations, you know what, we might as well get it, that he's going to cause, you know, the people to take the RFID chip, man. So Esau will create a scenario, create a situation where you're going to be caused to take this chip, right? For the threat of your livelihood, you know, for the fact that you're not going to be able to eat, you know, without it. And, you know, when the government comes down on the people and says this is the only way to, you know, verify yourself and know if you're trustworthy, you know, people will indeed take this chip, man. Now, this is Revelations chapter 13 and verse 16. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. So the key word in this case being causeth, man. The so-called white man, the elites, are going to cause you to take that RFID chip. But that's, you know, only indeed if you're not a member of the hopeful elect. right? Because the hopeful elect, the elect of Yahweh Shem Shai, are not going to take that RFID chip, right? It's just something this is not going to happen, man. They have been preserved, man. All right, they've been removed from, you know, that temptation. All right. Now it says here, scroll down a little bit, using tech to control and micromanage. Now that's the key word that these businesses are basically using, is micromanaging, man, which a lot of companies are now interested in doing, including the company that I work for. You know, they're starting to put various micromanaging techniques in place so they can, you know, more effectively manage and monitor the work you're doing during the day. So, you know, I've known for a while that this is the way that companies are going, man. They want to have more control so they can maximize their profits. Now it says here, the Trades Union Congress have said that while the unions will work to ensure workers' privacy is safeguarded, more legal changes need to be made to protect people from being microchipped against their will. Right? Because a lot of people are going to get pressured into taking a microchip also, man. If you've been working at a company for 10, 20 years and everyone around you, right, peer pressure, everyone around you is getting, you know, the RFID microchip and they don't have a problem with it, you might be at unease at first, but when you see everyone else around you is doing it, what you going to do? They're going to follow. They're going to follow them people doing it, man, because they don't want to be the odd one out, right? And they're going to take the mick out of people. You know, they're going to clown people. They're going to taunt people. You know, anyone that has, you know, a basic, you know, biblical knowledge, because there's a lot of people out there that do, you know about the mark of the beast, right? So, you know, they're already going to start, you know, throwing things out there like they did with the Illuminati to discredit the information that's coming out against, you know, regarding the mark of the beast, man. So anyone that believes in that phrase alone, the mark of the beast, you know, the RFID chip being the mark of the beast, is going to get basically laughed at, man, and scorned, right? So that's already been set up, man, right? That's why they put these things out there. When it was on Sky News, the article, and they covered it, you know, they blatantly just put it out there that it was called the mark of the beast. And I think RT News done the same thing. So they're already attaching, Esau himself is attaching, you know, the phrase, the mark of the beast, with the RFID chip, because he's just pulling it out there so he can water it down and discredit it, you know, and make it become a joke. And again, the same thing what he done with the Illuminati, man, right? He pushed it out there so much that now it's not even taken serious no more. But the Illuminati is real, and it's mentioned in the scriptures, man, right? The secret council of the wicked. Now it says here, right, we know workers are already concerned that some employers are using tech to control and micromanage, whittling away their staff right to policy, said TUC General Secretary Francis O'Grady. Microchipping would give bosses even more power and control over their workers. And that's what Esau wants, right? Not just these companies, Esau in general, the elites. You know, this whole RFID chip thing is about power and control, right? That's what it's all about. That's what Esau wants. He wants to feel like, you know, the Lord himself, man. He wants to have that ultimate power and have control over your every movement and what you do in your everyday life. Right? Microchipping would give bosses even more power and control over their workers. There are obvious risks involved, and employers must not rush them aside, nor pressure staff into being chipped. Employers should always discuss and agree workplace monitoring policies with their workforces, which is not going to be possible, right? If you have the majority of a company, you know, already agreed to take the chip, then you're going to have to either take the chip or, you know, leave your job and try and find another job, man. So again, they're causing you to make that decision for you, man. This Esau is a sly devil, man. All right. Then you got the whole hacking thing, but let's just get into some scriptures, man. Right? It says 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices," man. All right. Now, we're not ignorant of the so-called white man's devices or the elite's devices, man. All these things, all of these articles you see are all leading to one place. They're leading to, you know, the unleashing of the RFID chip, man. Right? And it's going to be made mandatory real soon. You're going to see there's going to be a certain, you know, streak of false flag events that's going to cause the government, right, by design, to unleash this RFID chip, man. All right? And you people, you know, that are not in this truth, that, you know, don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, are indeed going to take that chip, because you have no foundation of belief in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? Well, if you're a heathen, you have no ties to this Bible anyway, right? So you're going to take that chip, but, you know, 2/3 of our people are going to take that RFID chip. And I'm talking about 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, who are actually Israelites. You know, many of you are going to take the chip, man, in these days. Again, because you have no foundation, man, and you don't know who your Lord is, right? So it's at least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. We're not ignorant of the RFID chip. We're not ignorant of why Esau is pushing it, man. And we know, you know, the end result, all right? Now, this is Revelations 16 and verse 14. For they are spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto kings of the earth and the whole world, to gather them to battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty, man. So this is, as it says here, for they are the spirit of devils working miracles, man. And one of the so-called white man's miracles, you know, one of his greatest works so far, the other one being, you know, the nuclear technology, and the second one being the RFID chip, man. That's another part of these miracles, man. Right? You can, you know, you can use the RFID chip to do all of these things. You can open your front door with it. You can open your car with it. You know, it's got all your medical details on it. You know, the way they're going to ramp it up and, you know, make it sound, it's going to be very appealing, man. Right? And pretty sure, you know, there's going to be more technology coming out on it soon, where it's going to be a thing that people are really going to desire, man. Especially when he gets his celebrities to start pushing it. And you had that stupid rapper, I think his name was Kid Boo. You know, he already took the RFID microchip, man. And he showed you. I believe his name was Kid Boo. Yeah, this is the clown, right? See, all I typed in was RF and it comes up with RFID. You know, he took the chip and there's a video of him, you know, getting the chip. Yeah, that's the spirit. That's the brother in London. I mean, in New York, you know, good friend of mine. He done a video on it, man. You know, the brother Yashalan from the MainCamp. You know, he done a video on it and the spirit just popped up. So anyone that typed in Kid Boo RFID, they would have come across this and maybe clicked on it, you know, and it would have led to his video and they would have got edified, man. You know, so that's the spirit right there. You know, beautiful. So look, man, GMS, look, we cover all subjects, as the elder apostles always say, you know, and down, we cover everything, man. You know, so you might just be searching this Kid Boo guy, RFID. You might not even know about the truth, but you would have come across the brother's video and you would have got edified. And what do you have here? Yahweh Shai. Then you would have came across the names of the Lord. You know, that might have drawn your attention. Then you might have clicked on the video. You know, what does that mean? Then you're going to find out the names of the Lord and the Heavenly Father. And you might be a Jake, and then, you know, from there you might, you know, get sealed, man. You know, or it might be for your destruction, man. You know, because you might scoff and click off of it and, you know, leave a thumbs down. You know, that's how this truth is, man. You can't ever, you know, the way of the spirit and the way it is, man. You know, so that's beautiful. And this might even be another. This might be another one here. Yep, that's another video. I'm not sure who that's from, but, you know, this truth is out there, man. All right. Now, where was I? Kind of just lost my thoughts now. Right, yeah, so they are the spirits of devils working miracles which go forth unto kings of the earth, man. So this is the spirit of devils working miracles. And the RFID chip, you know, being one of those miracles, man, you know, of the so-called white man. One of his great inventions that's going to captivize, you know, captivize the minds of the people, man, and make them drawn to that whole RFID spirit, man, you know, which they're already getting into, man. All right, now this is Daniel 8:25, and through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And what's that craft that's going to prosper? Again, the RFID chip, man. Right? He's going to cause that craft to prosper in his hand. Why? Because the Lord has given it to him to make it so. You know, because remember, we got to remember, all of these things are happening. They're all to aid and to further the agenda of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? Didn't the Lord say, you know, so shall his word be? Let's get that in the scriptures, man. Isaiah 55 and 11, because these things were already spoken of in the scriptures, man. And they just come to pass as the Lord said they're going to come to pass. Isaiah 55 and 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereinto I have sent it, man. So the Lord is causing the craft of the so-called white man to prosper in his hand, man. Because the Lord is in control of all things. All things are done unto the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and it can't go outside of that, man. Right? And it says here, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, in his mind, right? And by peace he shall destroy many. That's exactly what's happening in these last days. By peace, by, you know, recommendations that the RFID chip is going to better your life. You know, it's going to have your medical records on there, right? It's going to make you, you know, easier to assess you, and it's going to, you know, be practical, and all these things, all these, you know, wonderful things that the RFID chip can do, is going to be able to do, right? Through peace, he's going to destroy many people with that philosophy, man, right? He's going to destroy a lot of people through telling them, you know, that it's going to be a great thing to have the RFID chip, man. All right, that's the way the devil is. That's the way the so-called white man has always been, man. That's how he's always, you know, deceived people into, you know, believing and investing in his agendas. All right. So, you know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and you know, until next time, I would say, you know, shalom, and double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and to the elders, and, you know, to all the good standing brothers out there, man. You know, shalom to you.